Amazon is a scary place, both the corporation as well as the actual jungle. Even small animals could be deadly. Ancient settlements. We all know the Amazon is a vast place. However, the discovery of mysterious mounds in the southwest corner of the Amazon basin blew scientists' minds. Using remote sensing technology that maps terrain, experts learned that starting about 1500 years ago, ancient Amazonians built and lived in densely populated communities. Some actually featured about 22-meter-tall earthen pyramids encircled by kilometers of elevated roadways. Jonas Gregorio de Souza, an archaeologist at the Pompeu Fabra University in Spain, said this was the first clear evidence of urban societies in that part of the Amazon basin. This discovery adds to the growing body of research which shows that the Amazon was home to advanced societies even well before the arrival of the Europeans. Formerly, researchers thought that all Amazonians lived in small, nomadic tribes that left little impact on their surroundings, as explorers had difficulty finding evidence of settlements. By the 200s, though, there was a start in a shift in views as scientists uncovered concentrations of domesticated plants, indicating that ancient Amazonians indeed shaped their environment. Giant spiders. Since the Amazon is a big place, it's only natural to find big animals there too. One such animal that received a boost in size is the spider. This is the Goliath bird eater. Weighs up to 6 ounces and has a leg span of nearly a foot. This tarantula is the largest arachnid on all of Earth. Despite its name though, Goliaths don't usually eat birds, though they are undoubtedly gigantic enough to be able to do so. The term bird eater came from an 18th century engraving that showed another kind of tarantula eating a hummingbird, which gave the entire genus the bird eater title. So, if not birds, what do these things eat? Well, insects make up a massive chunk of the Goliath's diet, though frogs and rodents are on the menu too. These spiders prowl the Amazon for food with their inch-long fangs that act like hypodermic needles ready to inject neurotoxins into their hapless prey. Once it finds one and bites into it, the spider drags the dying animal back to its burrow to begin digesting it. Ugh, I feel sorry for those guys. Giant snakes. Spiders aren't the only gigantic creatures found in the Amazon. Snakes are just as scary as ever over there. A member of the boa family, the green anaconda, is pound for pound the biggest snake in the world. Though its cousin, the reticulated python, can grow slightly longer, the green anaconda's enormous girth makes it almost twice as heavy. Much like other creatures, the females of the species are significantly bigger than the males. Because of their gigantic size, anacondas have a more cumbersome time on land, but the moment they're in the water, well, they shift to being pretty sleek. According to experts, these snakes eat a mix of wild pigs, deer, bird, turtles, capybaras, caimans, and even other predators such as jaguars. They do this by coiling themselves around the animal and squeezing it until it dies from asphyxiation. Once the prey is dead, the anaconda then swallows it whole, no matter the size. It can then go for weeks or months without having another bite. The Pink Dolphin. Every spring, parts of the Amazon rainforest become flooded, creating a vast tree-canopied sea. During this season, which lasts for about half a year, the Amazon River dolphin, also known as the boto, has fun swimming and splashing about. Now, these botos are a little odd. While they have the characteristic dolphin smile, they have bulbous foreheads and long, skinny beaks. Not some their other maritime relatives have, but most importantly, their cousins aren't pink. Specifically, their male cousins. That's right, the male dolphins are pink. Scientists believe this coloring to be scar tissue formed after a round of rough games or fighting over conquests. You see, the brighter the pink, the more attractive the guy needs to get to the women. At least during mating season, which happens when they're confined to the river channel again. Most other times, the female botos are escaping the aggressive males. Color aside, the reason for the unique beak is so that the botos can easily root through the river mud for crustaceans or small fish to eat. Basically, echolocation to find prey, long snout to dig prey. The corpse flower. Wouldn't blame you if you thought this thing was some weird remnant of alien life. But the fact is that it's just one random flora you can find in the Amazon. The corpse flower, also known as Titan aram, smells like a whole sack of rotten flesh and death when in bloom. Luckily for us, this stinky plant only blooms every 7 to 9 years. At least that's what the Eden Project tells us. They also say that each bloom only lasts 24 to 36 hours. Granted, don't start celebrating yet because while corpse flowers is one of the smelliest plants in the world, it also has the largest collection of flowers. You'd think people would stay away from this thing because of its scent. But in reality, the unpredictable blooming flora makes this flower a popular attraction at botanic gardens worldwide. Believe it or not, this foul-smelling plant has intrigued botanists since it was first scientifically described by Italian botanist Odoardo Beccari in 1878, according to Royal Botanic Garden Edinburgh, and has stuck around since. Piranhas. I think twice before leaping out of my clothes to cannonball on any body of water in the Amazon. Very good reason for that, it's because of the dreaded piranhas that reside there. Don't know about you, but I don't want to go out that way. Surprisingly though, scientists say it's a misunderstood fish. Experts say that the piranha's fearsome reputation has been exaggerated despite its big bite. They believe that these fish swim in schools for protection, not to scare everyone off like they're heads of an underwater mafia. Also, according to them, reports of these fish chowing down on humans are extremely rare. They say that if these fish get aggressive, it's just their way of telling people to back off. Sometimes they even make bark-like sounds. Guess more bark than bite? Still, you don't want to be swimming around there. Chances of being turned into a skeleton may be rare, but I'd rather not take the risk. I like my skin and muscles the way they are, intact and useful, not a bunch of frayed fibers in some suspiciously red water. Poison dart frog. Maybe tiny, but they're certainly not cute, if only because one of them can kill dozens of us with one touch. The poison dart frog isn't just a massive show-off with its range of suspiciously bright colors, ranging from yellows to oranges to reds to greens and blues. They're giving fair warning. The colorful design screams at potential predators that they're highly toxic. For instance, one golden poison dart frog has enough poison to kill 20,000 mice. Probably been enough to kill a whole city's worth there. That said, scientists believe that the frogs get their toxicity from some of the insects they eat, rather than something that comes naturally to them. Of course, with it being so small, it doesn't naturally go after mammals and humans. With their long, sticky tongues, these frogs dart out and zap unsuspecting insects. Poison dart frogs eat various kinds like fruit flies, ants, termites, young crickets, and tiny beetles. It's actually believed that one of these bugs is responsible for their toxicity. Also, you can actually get them as a pet, sans the toxicity as well. Now it's time for the day's best pick. This animal lives meters to kilometers away, but somehow it found itself right by the jungle's mouth. Dead humpback whale. In the Amazon jungle, you'd expect to find many things. However, the dead body of a humpback whale is not one of them. Wildlife experts looked for clues on how a whale carcass landed in the Amazon jungle, a place 15 miles away from an ocean. The mammal, which biologists believe to be a 1-year-old calf, was found on the jungle floor on the Brazilian island of Marajo, which sits at the mouth of the Amazon River. In a social media post, the Bicho de Gá Institute, an NGO, said the creature was likely dead before it washed ashore. Since its discovery, about 10 biologists collected samples from the carcass to determine how the animal had passed. Surprisingly, it's not the first time a dead whale has appeared in the Amazon region. A few years prior to the incident, a 5.5-mile mink whale was freed and later died after getting stuck on a sandbar near the Brazilian city of Santarém. That's about 1.6 kilometers from the Atlantic Ocean. At that time, it was believed the animal made its way up to the region's river system before becoming beached. Real ants. Venus flytraps aren't the only flora showing unplant-like behavior. I'm not talking about the corpse flower either. This time I'm talking about walking palms, the real ants of our reality. This walking palm is said to walk around, more or less, because of its unique root system. While most trees have one trunk, this palm splits into smaller roots that stay above ground, giving it the appearance of many little legs. This tree then uses its multiple legs in search of a spot where it can feel the sun. Yeah, it's pretty much sunflower behavior on steroids. Biologist Gerardo Ayalos, director of the Center for Sustainable Development Studies in Atenas, Costa Rica, explains this phenomenon well, as he's one of the world's top experts on this specific tree. In his 2005 analysis of the plant, he explains that, contrary to popular belief, the tree doesn't walk, at least not in the sense that we're familiar with. Instead, it grows roots on one side and kills the roots on the other, giving it a little movement, though its trunk remains on the spot. Pretty interesting. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, and you will get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it really works. Plastic-eating fungus. You don't want to eat this mushroom. Not only is it not edible, but it greatly helps the environment. In fact, it may help us resolve our little pollution problem. To think, this little guy's been hiding under our noses in the Amazon jungle this entire time. In 2012, Yale University students found a rare mushroom species that hails from the Amazon rainforest. This species, surprisingly, is capable of eating plastic. Its name is Pestalatiopsis microspore. It consumes polyurethane, a key ingredient in plastic products, and converts said products to organic matter. Aside from that, this mushroom can live without oxygen, which implies enormous potential for feeding on and cleaning up landfills. Still, I know some are scared we'd have mountains of inedible mushrooms to replace dumps, but nature solved that too. Some plastic-eating species can be eaten. Yeah, a bit confusing. It's not these specific species, but some mushrooms, like the oyster mushroom, have this capability too. It'll just be, a hard sell if the public found out where they came from. Aside from that, studies still need to be done to determine safety. See you all next time.